Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the soccer pitch. Yes, even though last time I insisted on calling it football, this time I'm calling the game soccer. That's because the game I'm talking about was originally named International Soccer. RetroKork. International Soccer was also released under the name International Football, and in Sweden it was released as Cup Final. It's a soccer game simulation with only 7 instead of 11 players on each team, 1 in the goal, 6 in the field. Now, why Commodore decided to do it that way, I don't know. Yes, International Soccer originally is by Commodore, from 1983 to be exact. Just to give you an idea, for that time period, 1983, the AI is quite advanced. It knows how to pass ball low, do a low pass, do a high pass. I don't know, I'm no expert on soccer. It attempts to fool you, to trick you, so it does some level of tactics. It knows where to throw the ball. It storms the opponent's goal. You get the idea. Now, this may seem rather bog standard for today, or maybe even worse. Back then, was kind of ambitious to go for an AI that can do all this. Now, the game uses a scrolling view from the sidelines, an elevated view from the sidelines, I should say. A bit like, like if it were a third-person game, basically over the shoulder, except not over the shoulder, but on the sidelines. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, sound is admittedly minimal. But more impressive is the fact that players move in varying speeds, depending on if and where they currently have the ball with them. Now, for modern standards, which many people will probably compare it to, the graphics are extremely blocky, and even for the Commodore 64. Later on, people figured out how to do better. But not even Commodore had it all figured out, apparently. And the ball, it looks more like a diamond than a ball. But the fact that you get to choose the color of each team's jersey, using the F1 key for the left and F3 for the right team, that's a pretty nifty feature. Now, regarding sound, you get the referee's whistle and some nicely filtered white noise that is the stadium reaction to what your teams do, but that's it. Now, you may be interested to know that every half of the soccer game in this game consists of 200 time units, not 45 minutes. These 200 time units roughly translate to 200 seconds, which means 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, you cannot do a foul, but on the other hand, penalty shots are eliminated as well. The game supports head-to-head 2-player mode, but there is no cooperative mode, which many modern players, I don't know if people would want to play on one team. The player you are in control of, well, that player has a slightly different colored jersey, though it is easily identifiable as belonging to your team, because if you have just a darker color as the main color for the jersey, you get the slightly lighter variant, but that's not really that important. It's just you can easily identify who you are playing as. And Well, if you have the ball, you're constantly controlling the one in charge. Now, anything your goalie does, when the goalie has a ball in his or her hands, his hand, at least the large sprout in the beginning, suggests that you're male, all of you. The goalie is completely autonomous then, so if he screws up, well, you can blame it on him if the ball goes straight to the opponent. And yes, you can choose the level of difficulty for the AI, so you get a fair fight. The scores, by the way, are always showing who is on which side of the playfield, and the only way you can assign them to a team is due to their color, which are identical to the color of a team jersey. Yeah, I think that's all I can tell you about the game. Well, maybe there's still the fact that the game was re-released in, what does it say? 1988 by CRL, but it's more important to talk about the original format this game was released in. That is, it was originally only a cartridge. Apparently no one had an idea how to put it on an audio tape. And then the 1988 release was on both floppy disk and audio tape, on a dataset tape. The CRL version from 1988 has slightly modified ads on the side of the soccer field, so yeah, that's that. But it seems I now really have run out of things to talk about regarding this game, but it's a good game, though rather basic. It's quite impressive at the same time, especially if you consider when it was made. In the next episode, well, I have no idea what I could talk about skateboarding. So in 2 weeks I'll discuss skateboarding again. Not that I'm going to talk about Skate or Die again, because why should I? It hasn't changed. No, instead I'm going to discuss the Commodore 64 version of 720 degrees or 720 degrees.